Hola amigos! Today I have another amazing video for you to develop listening skills through reading. This material is for beginners to pre-intermediate learners, somewhere between A2 to B1 approximately. If you want me to create this type of content, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and comment below. Let's get started. Este texto, número 2, es un texto simple para estudiantes principiantes a intermedios. Como siempre, una buena idea es comenzar a escuchar el audio antes de leer el texto. As always, a very good idea is to start by listening to the audio before we even get to reading the text. And on this occasion, we have two audio versions. We have Español de México, Spanish from Mexico, and we have Español de Sevilla, España, Spanish from Sevilla, Spain. You can choose whichever you prefer. Let's listen to this once.
La familia de Alejandro está conformada por 5 integrantes. Sus padres, una hermana, una mascota y él, por supuesto. Sus padres llevan 30 años de casados. Sus nombres son Ana y Mauricio. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga y su padre es profesor universitario. Alejandro es el hijo mayor de la familia y tiene una hermana de solo 8 años de edad llamada Sofía. Además tienen un perrito llamado Speedy, el protector oficial de la familia.
Now feel free to listen to this as many times as you want. We are just going to listen to this once, and we're going to listen to the other version, the one from Sevilla, España. Even if you are interested in one Spanish variety or maybe from Latin America or even from Spain, listening to as many people as possible is an excellent strategy to understand better. I mean, this can only help you. Don't worry, your ears will not be ruined by listening to another version that is not the one you prefer. The more speakers you listen to, the better. So we're going to listen to the one from Spain.
La familia de Alejandro está conformada por 5 integrantes. Sus padres, una hermana, una mascota y él, por supuesto. Sus padres llevan 30 años de casados. Sus nombres son Ana y Mauricio. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga y su padre es profesor universitario. Alejandro es el hijo mayor de la familia y tiene una hermana de solo 8 años de edad llamada Sofía. Además tienen un perrito llamado Speedy, el protector oficial de la familia.
Now what you can see here is that this speaker seems to talk faster. That happens in life. I mean, so it's good to be exposed to as many varieties of speakers and Spanish as possible. Now, don't worry too much if you don't understand a lot of this. The key here is just to get a feel for what's going on. If the speakers talk too fast, well, something that you can always do, you click on this wheel and you can change the speed a little bit. You can go normal is what I suggest, but you can always change the speed to, basically here is half the speed, 65% of the speed, 75, 90%. So you can play a little bit with this and always default back to normal. Okay, so just get a feel. Some of the other activities I have are more focused on the brutal listening comprehension. This is something more enjoyable, so just try to get a feel, do your best, forget the rest, and then you come to here. You come to the part where it says reading, and that's what we're going to do now. Let's see how much you could understand. La familia de Alejandro. La familia de Alejandro está conformada por 5 integrantes. Sus padres, una hermana, una mascota y él, por supuesto. Sus padres llevan 30 años de casados. Sus nombres son Ana y Mauricio. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga y el padre es profesor universitario. So take a moment to try to make sense of what they are saying here, and of course you can always scroll over the words and actually get the vocabulary, the translation. La familia de Alejandro está conformada por, consists of or has. Notice how we explain this when we talk about our family. We tend to use this phrase. Mi familia está conformada por o está formada por. We can also use formada without con. 5 integrantes, 5 members. So my family has 5 members. That's what we're saying. O la familia de Alejandro. Sus padres, una hermana, una mascota y él, por supuesto. Mascota, a pet. And him, por supuesto, of course. Sus padres llevan 30 años de casados. What do you think that means? Llevan 30 años de casados. Well, this is a great phrase. They have been married for 30 years. Notice the use of llevan plus time. Llevan 30 años de casados. They have been married for 30 years. Sus nombres son Ana y Mauricio. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga. Can you guess the meaning of that? Yeah, that's right. That's a psychologist. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga y su padre es profesor universitario. And what's that? Profesor universitario. That's a professor. In Spanish, we use profesor to refer to someone in high school. And if we want to make the distinction between a teacher and a professor, in Spanish we say profesor universitario. So that specifies that, okay, that's a college, that's a professor. And if we say profesor, it could be someone from high school or from middle school. Alejandro es el hijo mayor de la familia y tiene una hermana de solo 8 años de edad, llamada Sofía. Además, tienen un perrito llamado Speedy, el protector oficial de la familia. So take a moment to try to understand that. And once you do that, then you actually go over the vocabulary. Alejandro es el hijo mayor de la familia. Hijo mayor, the oldest son. El hijo mayor de la familia y tiene una hermana de solo 8 años de edad, llamada Sofía. Además, in addition, what's more, tienen un perrito llamado Speedy. Have a little dog called, perrito, little dog called Speedy. El protector oficial de la familia. Now here the word perrito, this could be little dog, and it could also mean puppy. It could be either one. Depending on the context, it could be either one. So once you understand, now that you have a better idea of what's going on, it's always a very good strategy to try to listen to the audio, to play the audio, and actually go over this with the text first to make sure that you can follow perfectly what they are saying. This is good reinforcement. It helps you remember the vocabulary, consolidate the new vocabulary. And you can do this for a few times. You can change the speed if you prefer. Play a lot with that. Remember, this is a tool. Use this material as much as you can. Try to go back and forth, change the speed, change the accent. Play with that a lot. We're going to actually listen to this one more time. We're going to use this Spanish variety because it's harder probably for most of you. This speaker really talks fast, but we're going to actually slow it down a little bit. I think that we can slow her down to 75% of the speed and she will still sound natural, not just so fast.
La familia de Alejandro está conformada por 5 integrantes. Sus padres, una hermana, una mascota y él, por supuesto. Sus padres llevan 30 años de casados. Sus nombres son Ana y Mauricio. La madre de Alejandro es psicóloga y su padre es profesor universitario. Alejandro es el hijo mayor de la familia y tiene una hermana de solo 8 años de edad llamada Sofía. Además tienen un perrito llamado Speedy, el protector oficial de la familia.
Bueno, muy bien. And this sounded really natural. Now, another activity that you can do if you have someone to talk to, this would be really encouraged, is to use these prompts to continue these beginnings so that you have 7 different sentences. And by completing these 7 sentences, you can actually summarize this mini story. Study the vocabulary, listen to the audio, and try to tell the story to as many people as possible. There are more articles like this one on my website, www.SpanishLikeAPro.com. Check out the label, Spanish Texts. And now, Watch this video to keep on improving your listening skills. Hasta pronto!